Good morning and welcome to episode 31 of Before My Morning Coffee. You are listening to Lisa Freed, and this is the Rebel Hearted Podcast. This morning, I want to talk about what happens when we get off track. What happens when you get off track? Well, this morning is a different kind of morning for me. It is already 8:11 my time, and I'm just now recording this. I have not yet worked out. My meditation didn't happen, and I read for significantly longer than I usually do. One could say that my morning is off track, and they wouldn't be wrong because I'm not running my schedule the same way that it has been every other morning for the past month. And yet, I take comfort in that there is still this podcast happening, even though things have shifted and changed a little bit today. So I want you to think about a time when life went off track and how it is that you responded and how it felt. Now, for me, I am one of those people that loves to be spontaneous. So I will be very much in the moment, say yes, and go about my business on some adventure or another, loving every minute of it. And I also have a routine that is fairly fixed in my mind. So when that routine gets off kilter, I like to have a backup plan in place. Not saying I can't roll with it. I can roll with things fairly easily. But I like to put something in place so that when I am off track, per se, it's easy to return to our regular scheduled programming, right? But when I start to get off track, I will feel anxious. I will feel discomfort and butterflies, and I can feel my inner control freak rearing her ugly head. And maybe it's the same for you. Perhaps it's not. Maybe it's entirely different. You're like, I'm off track. No problem. I'll get back on track when I do, or there's always tomorrow, or what have you. For me this morning, I'm like, I wasn't really feeling that great this morning, so I took it way easier than I normally do. I didn't work out yet. I rescheduled an appointment. And I want to invite you to just try something. Notice how you're feeling in the moment. Take a breath. Even if you're not off track while you're listening to this morning, take a breath. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if there's any emotions there that just need to be spoken loud, like anxious, excited, worried, anticipating, curious, afraid, happy. Those are the ones that come to mind when I take a breath that I can feel. Take another breath. Once you've listed them out loud, once you've drawn attention to those emotions. What still resides there? Is there something that needs more attention? Can you give that attention? And once you've done that as many times as necessary to feel that everything is clear, then look and see, okay, where is it that I have control and authority over this situation? And where is it that I don't? Those areas that you don't have control, well, if you don't have control, you should also not have any worry over it, because it will do you no good. It will not be of service to your highest and greatest good. If you do have control over it, well, what is the best step for you to take? What's the next best step? For me, I'm going to record this and go into a workout. See how that feels. Test it out. have my morning coffee, and get raring and ready to go. Back on track. No harm, no foul. Don't let yourself let one moment dictate how the entire rest of your day is going to be. My dad always laughs. He'll be like, Mabel, you got to have a plan so you have something to change. If you don't have a plan, how will you know if something has changed? And we laugh and we joke about that amongst rancher friends. And it's just another way to roll with it. Another way to roll with it and just appreciate where we are and go moment by moment. I invite you to go through this day with ease and joy and glory and heaping doses of grace for yourself, for others, and just know life is good. God is good. It's all working out the way it should, benefiting your greatest good. I'd love to carry on this conversation with you. You can find me on Facebook, Lisa Fried Tea. You can find me on YouTube, Rebel Hearted. You can find me facebook.com/groups/Rebel Hearted, or send me an email, friedtealisa@gmail.com. So much love. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.